stands for polyethylene terephthalate. Commonly shortened to PET or PET, is a form of polyester, like clothing fabric. PET is a type of polyester commonly used to manufacture bottles for beverages, food products, and other liquids. PET bottles are widely recognized for their transparency, impact resistance, and ability to retain the freshness of the contents they hold. The key characteristics of PET bottles are lightweight, where it is easy to transport and handle. Apart from that, it is shatter-resistant, hence, it is safer compared to glass bottles. PET bottles are recyclable, where they can be melted down and reprocessed into new bottles, fibers, or other products. PET bottles can be identified by finding the symbol that classifies them, a triangle of Mobius with 3 arrows representing the 3 steps of the recycling process, and a number 1 inside. You may ponder what are the differences between PET bottles and usual bottles. From the aspect of material, PET bottles are made from polyethylene terephthalate, which is a lightweight plastic, while usual bottles are made from materials like glass, aluminium, or other types of plastic. PET bottles can be highly recyclable and widely accepted in recycling programs, while usual bottles are recyclable, like glass and metal, but it's heavier, and some plastics are unable to be recycled. How are PET bottles being collected? The journey of PET bottle to bottle recycling begins with the collection of used PET bottles from various sources. After being sorted by consumers, PET bottles are collected and taken to a recycling plant, along with other recyclable materials. The methods of collecting PET bottles are curbside recycling. Many households place their used PET bottles in designated recycling bins for curbside pickup by municipal waste services. In addition, deposit return schemes. In some regions, consumers pay a deposit on PET bottles, which is refunded when they return the bottles to designated collection points. Next, drop-off centers. Communities may have specific locations where residents can bring their recyclables, including PET bottles. Additionally, public recycling bins, for instance, in parks, streets, and public areas. Recycling bins are provided for people to dispose of their PET bottles.
How are PET bottles being processed? Firstly, collection and sorting. Used PET bottles are collected through curbside recycling programs, reverse vending machines, and other recycling collection systems. In some regions, the bottles are dropped off at recycling centers or gathered through deposit return schemes. Then, sorting where once collected, the bottles go through a sorting process. At a materials recovery facility (MRF), PET bottles are separated from types of materials like aluminum, glass, and paper. This stage is crucial to ensure the quality and purity of the PET, which helps avoid contamination and improves the efficiency of the recycling process. Secondly, cleaning and decontamination. After sorting, PET bottles are thoroughly washed to remove any remaining liquids, sugars, oils, and labels. This step is critical because contamination can degrade the quality of the recycled PET, making it less suitable for food-grade packaging. The caps are usually made of different plastics, so they are separated to ensure the PET is pure. Labels may be removed using a combination of mechanical thermal or chemical processes. Thirdly, shredding and grinding. After cleaning, the PET bottles are shredded into small flakes or pellets. This step allows the PET to be more easily processed and melted down during the next stages. Shredding also helps to break down any remaining contaminants and ensures uniformity in the material for the recycling process. Fourthly, melting and pelletizing. For the melting process, the clean and sorted PET flakes are then melted at high temperatures to create a molten plastic. This process can be done through extrusion or compounding, which involves heating the PET flakes until they are in a liquid state, and then forming them into a new shape or consistency. For pelletization, the molten PET is then extruded and cooled into small pellets. These pellets are a standardized size and can be easily transported and used by manufacturers to create new packaging products. The pellets produced from recycled PET are often used in the production of bottles, containers, and other plastic products. Fifthly, blending with virgin PET. This step can be optional if it's necessary. Incorporating virgin material, in some cases, recycled PET is blended with virgin PET new, non-recycled material. 2. meet the required quality standards for certain products. This is particularly common in the food and beverage industry, where the demand for high-quality, safe materials is essential. In these cases, the proportion of rPET used may vary, and the final product may contain a combination of virgin and recycled PET, depending on the quality requirements and local regulations. In order to meet food-grade standards, recycled PET must undergo additional processing, including advanced purification methods such as flaking, melting, and sometimes chemical recycling.
Today, let's explore the journey of how PET bottles are reused in beverage packaging, a story of transformation and sustainability. Our journey begins with closed-loop recycling. Once the bottle is collected, it's cleaned, sterilized, and transformed into new bottles. T's like giving the bottle a second life, ensuring it doesn't end up in landfills. But not every bottle can stand on its own after recycling. That's where blending with virgin PET comes in. By combining recycled PET with new material, manufacturers can maintain the strength and quality needed for beverage packaging, creating bottles that are both durable and sustainable. Now, here's where science takes the stage. Thanks to advances in technology, recycled PET can meet food-grade safety standards. This means the bottle carrying your drink is not only safe, but also environmentally friendly. Finally, brands are stepping up their game with ambitious goals. The challenges faced by the beverage industry like PepsiCo was contamination. PET bottles that are not properly emptied or cleaned before recycling can contain leftover liquids, sugar residues, or oils. These residues can compromise the purity of the recycled PET by introducing foreign substances into the recycling stream, making it more difficult to process and use for creating new bottles. Apart from that, challenges like inadequate infrastructure and low recycling rates make collection and recycling of packaging difficult and increase the likelihood of packaging leaking into the environment. In addition, consumer behavior where they don't have improper disposal or lack of participation in recycling programs reduces the availability of recyclable PET bottles. The initiatives taken by PepsiCo has partnered with organizations like the Plastic Pollution Coalition and the Closed Loop Partners to improve recycling infrastructure and raise consumer awareness about proper recycling practices. These collaborations help to address the issues of contamination in the recycling stream and improve the overall efficiency of PET recycling. PepsiCo has launched campaigns to educate consumers about the importance of recycling and proper disposal methods to reduce contamination and improve recycling rates. They focus on making recycling easier and more accessible for consumers to share awareness to the consumers about this. PET bottles are essential in the beverage industry due to their lightweight, durable, and recyclable nature. The world watched as the iconic Coca-Cola logo faced a new challenge: the planet itself. Mountains of plastic bottles, a byproduct of their success, were polluting oceans and piling up in landfills. The company's carbon footprint, from production to transportation, water, the very essence of their drink, was also a point of concern, with bottling plants using vast quantities in regions where it was scarce, and the wastewater from some plants was polluting precious rivers and lakes. But Coca-Cola, a company known for its resilience, decided to change. They pledged to return every drop of water they used, investing in projects to restore natural water sources and build advanced wastewater systems. The World Without Waste campaign was launched, a promise to recycle every bottle, and can they sold by 2030. They began shifting to fully recyclable materials, increasing their use of recycled plastic. Coca-Cola also started partnering with NGOs and governments, cleaning beaches and rivers, and working on low-carbon products. They knew that making a real difference would require more than just their own efforts, so they worked with communities to improve recycling programs. PET bottles are essential in the beverage industry due to their lightweight, durable, and recyclable nature. Companies like PepsiCo and Coca-Cola are advancing sustainability through initiatives like using recycled PET rPET, improving recycling infrastructure, and promoting closed-loop recycling. Despite challenges like contamination and low recycling rates, these efforts, alongside educational campaigns and innovative technology, aim to reduce environmental impact and foster a circular economy. Overcoming these obstacles is key to achieving a more sustainable future.